Hello guys, glad to have you on board again today. Sorry about this unusual timing to record this video, but as some of you already know, I'm making my coaching for skydiving, and it's taking me a few days off the markets. That doesn't mean I'm not watching the market, obviously. I still have some data coming from my phone, including the alerts and everything like that. It's just I'm away from the computer, therefore I cannot record any fucking thing. And I'm very fucking tired at the end of the days, so I have something else to do but just getting into my computer and recording for you. So I'm doing it today because I haven't been doing it yesterday, and tomorrow as well I'll probably be off the table. So I just thought about giving you at least something to work with in between. So obviously, as I said, that doesn't mean I'm not doing anything. I'm just talking to you throughout Discord. So in this one, what we're going to do is basically we're going to talk about this. So you know how Discord is. I just made a tiny but still I think important update in here recently. As you can see, you got the English stuff, you got the French stuff, the Russian stuff is coming pretty soon as well. And I just put some icons into the major topics, major servers. Sorry, not server, I don't know how to call this, topics, yes, or threads. So let's call it this way, all right? So there is icons now on all the threads. I would like you guys to put notifications turned on. As you can see, if you get to receive notification for each and every fucking channel, it's gonna be too many. Your phone is gonna basically ring every fucking 10 seconds. So I don't want you guys to be ringing a bell every time. So all I said is that instead of just doing this, going in there and said muted server, which is basically gonna mute all the notifications on the server, what you can do instead is just doing them one by one. Like you go general, you click this button, all right, you go this one, click this button, this one as well, all right, but those with an icon, you just keep them turned on. That's really important. On the announcement, on the good educational content, this is where you're going to receive the videos, the live rooms we record and stuff like that. So it's just reliable information. Just so you know, you're not going to receive notification 10 times a day. You're going to receive one when the video is online. You're going to receive when the daily video is online. You may receive one every once in a while when I make an announcement, and as you can see, I'm not announcing each and every day. I'm announcing pretty rarely and only when stuff that matters shows up. But I really would like you guys to put the announcement and the notification. That's the least you could do. And then you've got intraday and swing alerts. You choose whatever you want. You can take the two, obviously. If you're just an intraday trader and don't give a shit about swings, then you just turn them off, obviously. You select what you want. The thing is that in the days like today, and there will be more of them in the future, this is how I'll do this, all right? I'll get in there and give you like swing alerts. There has been quite a lot, all right? I gave you no briefing today. I told you what I've done with the Xiaomi. I told you about the AUDNZD stuff, all right? And then I also pinged you on intraday alerts pretty much recently, and today that's what I gave you, all right? I told you SPX 500 on a 15-minute chart context, clear range setting up on intraday timeframes. You can simply apply the neutral range strategy until further notice. I'm still off today for some skydiving, so trade safe and have a good day. So this is the easiest way for me to reach out to you. I don't really like Telegram. I don't really like Twitter. In the future, I'll definitely put a lot more accents into Discord. So I know what are Discord's cons, which is basically you're going to have shit tons of notification if you don't turn them off. The thing is that turn them off, but just make sure you have the relevant stuff with notifications so I can reach out to you instantly. I mean, this is real time. I send something out there, you get the notification on your phone, you can instantly apply what I said. Obviously, I'm not going to give you trade signals. I'll do it a little once in a while, all right, just like I said, all right, I give you the entry price and stuff like that. I'll do it sometime, but the goal in here is most likely to give you context to trade, all right? So scenarios I'll follow and stuff like that. More likely having a glimpse of what I'm going to do, but in advance. I don't like real-time signals, so you just get fed up. That's not how it works, all right? I would rather like you guys to understand how to feed yourselves. So I'm just coaching you on the very, very simple stuff, so you've got an overview, a kind of a global vision of what to take care of if you don't have nothing to trade. But I really would like you guys to be able to figure those stuff on your own. All right, we're going to get to this thing first. We're going to talk about crypto, and then I'll explain you how I got to the conclusion of the 15 minutes signal on SPX. So, first of all, cryptos, like we said, the problem with Binance, I don't really give a shit. All I know is that there's a bearish news flow, and that doesn't really help us because we had every fucking thing requiring for a bullish fucking breakout, which means we had the breakout candles, we were getting back into context after supporting in the trend channel, we had the cross. Damn, that was good, all right? That was good for a bullish breakout, and fuck that. This thing shows up out of nowhere, another fucking hack, and it is pullbacking. So it is hard to say because it's been 3 times that we've been trying to break this goddamn resistance, and so far it's 3 failures. And I'd like to say 1 time I see no problem with that, 2 times no worries, generally going to try again, 3 times failing, I don't like that. So what I want now is the market to, in worst case scenario, test the trend channel, pull backing again, back to resistance until we freaking manage to break this one up. If we get to the trend channel and we have no support, meaning we go back to support context, I'll probably personally take my profits on the speculative trade, which means I'm probably gonna, or at least I'll take half the position off the table. I'll probably keep 50% running with a stop at the entry price, but I want to lock on some gains in here. I don't want to get out without any fucking thing. I see the risk rising as we've been really trying 3 times, so I'm probably going to lock on some gains if we were about, like in here, for example. If we go there and don't find supports in this shit, I'll probably take my gains. 50% off the table, so it is now a stop loss. All right, call that a 50% stop. All right, more like that. So just to make sure that I'm taking 50% off the table, and if it ever ends up stopping the rest of the position afterwards, I'll still have 50% in the pocket. So that's how I'll do. That doesn't mean you have to do the same. All right, it's just that we had a little warning back then. I said, all right, we just flushed out this warning. We're back into some bullishness with a bullish news flow. We've got everything we needed to restore some bullishness, but still, that doesn't mean it's going to happen. All it says is that odds were in our favor until we got this goddamn Binance hack. So as long as we remain on top of this, all right, it's good. I think we can go there, make another pullback. No worries with that. If we just get back to the resistance, we'll just fulfill the breakout. It will be just an impending delay just to try and fuck up some bulls who will be too aggressive and will be taking down their stop losses. That's pretty much it for cryptos. I don't really know. Obviously BNB is reversing, and that's not a surprise, but I told you not to trade that shit any fucking way. So we had a bullish range kind of context, all right, so that was positive. Now we do have negative range options. So once again, if you do trade this shit, don't expect like big burst in prices. It's probably not going to happen at this point, and even more with this bearish news flow. That doesn't mean we're going to fall like shit. All it says is that, all right, we can see a range in here. We can see we're breaking it by the downside, and this is what suggests this signal. All right, so for now we're getting out of this bearish flag by the bottom. Normally those structures are extracted to the upside. All right, so we're doing a bearish extraction out of here. I don't know if we're about to just speculatively crash, which means this thing is just, oh man, no support on the context on a trend channel, and bang, we'll go back to context, and the context is pretty fucking far. So if that's what's about to happen, we're gonna have another fucking crash like the last time. So I don't know. All I said is that I have nothing to trade for you in there. So if you want to trade the bearish crash, I'd say no, not really. Way too risky to trade this as a crash. So I would say just get the hell out of here. If you were buying, then any pullback toward resistances, you really need to profit take, at least partially, and you need to have secured stop loss with winning positions, which means if you bought lows, then you need to make sure that you get the fuck out with a gain. You're not going to just surrender all your gains, hoping this will restart the trend, all right? So I would say anything that has prices below this area, all right, you set stop wins in there, all right? If we ever get there, and just get the fuck out and take your gains. I mean, if we don't find some support out of 61% retracement, it probably means that it's never going to happen, all right? So I'm not saying you put market stop losses in there, but if the prices end up in there, you know it's not going to pull back. So you know you have to get the fuck out. Goals and stuff like that, not really mattering right now. I'm still waiting for the dollar to give us a straight direction, and we're still failing to do so. So it's hard. We're still below this breakout resistant attempt, which has been a pretty fucking failure. So the thing is that I want to see this trend channel tested again and broken down in the swing trade. So nothing to really be worried about, nothing to trade in the short run in here. We just need something to happen, and so far I tend to say that it is still related to this goddamn US and China trade war, and you and I don't know any fucking thing about that. There are unpredictable timings, unpredictable speeches, unpredictable way of interpreting these speeches, so I mean too complex for an equation. So I'm not getting my hands in there, all right? I'm waiting for a clear signal from the dollar that will give us a direction to trade as well on the euro dollar. So what I'm doing right now is that I'm preparing for a breakout trade, but I'm not taking speculative additional entries in here. I'm getting real patient, and that's just all right. I'm waiting for this accumulation to play its game, and whenever we'll manage to, bam, go there, all right, to this trend channel. I would like to see an accumulation out of this trend channel. Like trend channel, remember the trend channel is the 4-hour context, all right? So I want to see a 4-hour accumulation. Prices going in the context, all right, pulling back to trend channel, all right, and then back to context. This is where you'll be able to trend breakout for the beginners, and obviously every profile, because myself included, will take that trade. AUDNZD, the plan has been followed exactly as expected. We even had some upward move with the RBNZ overnight. So we've been reaching out to the previous market top. So the range is maturing. We now have 3 boundaries. The 4th one is on its way. So patiently waiting for this accumulation to terminate. We could do a flat, like a straight line in here, right? And kind of finding the final point in here. Obviously, only experienced trader can take this, all right? Every beginner just doesn't trade this. Remember that you stop trading ranges after 3 boundaries. So the only available trade, all right, for beginners was to sell this range to profit take in here, or to buy this one to profit take in here. And even this one, I think it was more appropriate for intermediate traders, a little bit experienced, at least 1 year of practicing the strategy. So you just wait for this range to build up, and normally you should know what the hell is going to happen. All right, if this range builds a high low from the major previous low, we're going to have to restore the trend, which means there's probably going to be another freaking breakout, accumulation, stuff like that, and you'll trade the breakout. So this is still pending. This is no urgency. It's just for you to have a global vision about AUDNZD. We're trading the range. We did that perfectly so far. I gave you the bottom and the top, so that's pretty fucking solid. What I've done else today, sorry, we're gonna get to the SPX straight away. All right, so SPX 15-minute context. I'll tell you why I've been doing and what I've been sending that notification. What did it mean, and why have I done such thing? All right, so now we're no longer in there. I think we just managed to build an upward trend channel. Come on, all right. So upward trend channel. Come here, all right. So for now we remain bearish, all right, but I very well expect that we might be breaking this one up. So it's still freaking hard to say. I mean, now we're failing out of 61% fib. I think we're gonna probably go higher, but still, as long as we stay in this bearish trend channel, you remain bearish no matter what the fuck happens. It's just you stay in there. All right. What I gave you earlier today, I basically sent you this message at 10 a.m. in here. So exactly in here, I took 20% profit off the table of my speculative entry, just to make sure that if we ever have to be short trapped again by Wall Street's, I'll still end up with a little gain. I mean, with a little something to pay for the huge losses those fuckers took from me. So the thing is that there are still multiple scenarios, but today we started in here. What I've done is that I saw, all right, bearish, not bearish, but range top context nearby. All right, found the range top, and then range bottom, pretty close one to each other. So I would say, all right, that's a mature range context. That's exactly what I want to look like. That's a possible range context. I saw this flat structure in here. You can see this, all right, kind of a bottom to top to bottom to top, and we go there. So I said, all right, we're in a technical area. We've got range signals. All right, I'm just profit taking. We're overcoming the context. I was expecting when I sent this message that we could have some range, okay, some pullbacking to this area or this one. And as you can see, we went lower, but we pretty fucking rapidly reintegrated the range. So I think this is still at play, and I stand to believe this is what you need to be trading. So we're reintegrating this with a V-sharp extraction to the downside. I think we're now going to retest this area. All right, so you may expect us to retrade this range, and eventually, as we tried bearish, I think we will try bullish in the forthcoming days. Probably tomorrow, but late tomorrow. All right, like I said, let it go for the rest of the day. It's probably going to be sideways action, and tomorrow I think we're going to try breaking up this trend channel, trying a bullish extraction, and I think later tomorrow is probably where we're going to find a nice selling entry. I would like close to the 61%, but I want to be alerted as long as we get close to 50% just to make sure I'm not missing a shot in here. Because I obviously took 20% profit just to sell one more time with free cash. All right, that's simple as that. Okay. No worry, that's not it. All right, so that's exactly the kind of stuff I'll do more and more in the future, giving you a clear, readable mission of the actual context, telling you, all right, this is why we've got the 15-minute. I didn't have much time today to explain everything. Otherwise, I'll do as much as possible, because those signals I give you and I share you in Discords are most likely for educational purposes. It's not to give you free money and easy trades to just blindly follow. It's more likely, this is what I see, and I hope you see this as well. And if you don't, then learn how I saw this thing, and just make sure that by the next time you'll have more confidence when you come across this kind of a closer something that's close to what we had. All right, pure and simple it is. I also took my reinforcement out on Tesla, which means, you remember, I sold Tesla in here at a pretty good price, obviously. And the thing is that I had this range signal as well. So it's a range structure on the context. I obviously take some money off the table. I'm not profit taking. What I'm doing is just I reinforced, and I kind of think that we might have to retest this trend channel as well. Kind of making sense to the pullback in Wall Street. So we go back in here, testing some resistance, and here is where the big shot shows up. Either we manage to have a deal, and Tesla some way is sorting this out as a winner, and if we get there and bullishly reactivating out of this area, I'll trigger my stop losses in the area and take the little gains remaining. I don't nearly even think that we're going to find some bullishness in here. I think bearishness, and there is still a lot more potential to the downside for Tesla. So of course, as long as I see bearish potential, I think the scenario must keep on going on. But by this it's a 20% profit taking approximately from the entire position sizing. So it's still I'm picking a little bit of money just to make sure that even if I end up being proven wrong at Wall Street with this bearish pullback, and if this ends up just being a pullback to go new highs afterwards, then I just want to make sure I picked a little bit of money in the process. Obviously, profit taking in the VIX as well, but I already told you about this one. And the problem is this, all right? So have a look at the SPX on the daily chart, and I'll explain you why I wanted to at least secure some gains. And like I said, 20 to 25% profit taking isn't a big deal. That doesn't even change what I think about this market. All it changes is most likely I had some surrounding questions that might be suggesting we're not, depending on what we're going to do today, all right? If we were about to close like that, or even a little bit higher than that today, I would say, nah, that doesn't sound good. Because what we're trading in here is the down part of the resistant context. As you can see, when the market is straightforward, stupidly bullish, every time it tries to get the fuck out of here, oh man, we find some bulls instantly. Like the bears get out and the bulls profit from it instantly. So the thing is that anytime we try to get out of this resistant context, this is where the aggressive buyers are getting in. So if we have one more shot of this, then what may come next, at least in a possible technical perspective, would be this new historical high. Like I said, as long as we don't break the 105%, I'll stick to the plan of a potential long-term double top structure building itself. But if we're about to overcome this, I think if we do, then the scenario is just to let it go for a few months, probably a quarter or two, wait for a range to build up, wait for an excess out of this range, probably trying to get 127 to 138, and in here, in a few quarters from now, this is where I'll try searching some new selling entries, and I'll just let it go with my attempts in this area. All right, as for now, nothing really bothers me. I think what we're going to do is just pull back into this trend line. All right, well, as you can see, we broke it up, we broke it down, but had no pullback. So I think this is what may come in the next following days. That leaves us to a technical area near the 61 fib, this trend line. All right, so this is the area I would like to see a signal into. But I know Wall Street, and those guys are pretty much some fuckers, so I want to be alerted at least at 50%, just making sure I'm not going to miss any fucking thing. I'm going to put in a lot as well in the bottom, alright, because this is confirmation trading. So we shouldn't get there right now, but I just want to make sure I want to be alerted if any such thing shows up. That's pretty much it for today. So like I said, I invite you guys to get into Discord because in the future I'll get to talk to you more and more throughout this channel. I want to bring back some life in here, and I'll probably have to get the fuck out of Telegram because I don't like to have too many channels. I'll probably keep Telegram as well, but I will publish a lot more in Discord. Anyway, that's it. Obviously tomorrow I'm not going to be there as well. I'm terminating my session, so tomorrow is going to be an off day as well for me. Don't expect me to publish anything. So we'll see you guys again on Monday, and I wish you guys a good weekend and stuff like that. All right.